think it's time to start as well. So we're going to begin in child's pose at the back of the mat. Thanks everyone for joining us all today. Yes. Okay, so just resting. Hello. So resting your head on your hands or on the floor. Just find a really comfortable position for your body. And before we start moving around, we're going to take some slow breaths in and out through the nose. So a really slow breath in. So expanding and then exhaling fully. Nice and slowly too. So just take note of how you're feeling today. Be a bit more dynamic maybe this morning. So always listening to your body, doing what feels good for you. We don't want any pain or anything that doesn't feel right throughout the class. If there is anything that doesn't feel right, and just stop, come out of the pose, or find a position that does feel better. Okay, so on the next breath in then, let's press it onto all fours. Just find a solid place for your hands, for your knees. And then on the exhale, let's tuck the chin under and stretch your back towards the ceiling. So come into our cat stretch. And on the inhale, let's move into cow. So lift your tailbone, lift your chest, lift your head. And again, exhale, round your back towards the ceiling, press down into the hands, into the knees, into the feet. And then inhale, let's go the opposite way. So keep going in your own breathing pace, we'll do 2 more. On the next breath out then, we're going to reach your chest forwards, so you can squeeze the elbows in and start to lower your chin towards the floor. You might not lower all the way, it might just be a little bit. You can always go forehead as well, or lying your chest down. Inhale, we'll press straight back up again. And then exhale, come back into your cat stretch, so round your back up. So inhale, let's go the opposite way. Exhale, reach your chest forwards, either a slight bend to the elbows or maybe a big bend, going all the way. Inhale, press back up. And then exhale, round your back towards the ceiling. So just 2 more. Inhale, let's move the opposite way. So exhale, reach your chest forwards. Instead of bringing the elbows behind you, you're going to keep the elbows as over the wrists as possible. Inhale, press back up. And then exhale, round your back to the ceiling. And we're going to lie down on this next one. So inhale, let's go the opposite way. Exhale, let's lower your chin and chest, or bend your elbows to where you want to go, and then we'll tuck your toes under, slide your legs behind you, and then lower your body down to the ground. Inhale, then we can peel the chest off the floor, lifting up into your cobra, any amount of cobra. So really draw the shoulders back, squeeze the elbows in, inhale there, and then exhale, let's lower yourself down onto your front. So we'll make a pillow now with our left hand, and reach our right hand around for our right foot. And just bring your foot in towards your bum. You might want to push the hips to the ground and just see how the front of the right thigh feels. So if you're not feeling it, bring your foot in closer, try and lift the knee whilst pressing the hip down. So from here, we're going to roll the right shoulder open to the right. So just lift the right shoulder and then start to kick your foot back into the hands. So come into easy bow. And then exhale, we're just going to stay still in this easy bow. You might feel yourself lower a little bit with your breathing. Inhale, let's see if you can kick back maybe a bit higher if that feels good for you there. So you might want to bring your left elbow in a bit closer to your chest and you can prop yourself up onto that, lifting up further. And then exhale. And you might want to kick back even more. Just watch your knee though. We don't want any pain in the knee and lower back as well. So further, you can lift up on your left elbow. So we're coming more into a seal. So just see no pinching in the lower back or anything like that as well. And we'll just take one last breath then. Inhale to your a little bit deeper if you feel good for it. And then exhale, control ourselves back down onto our front and just give your lower back a rock out, or hips a rock from side to side. If anyone's hips are hooked on the floor, you can just put a little blanket underneath too. So let's take another cobra. So hands under your shoulders or maybe further back. We'll roll ourselves up, lifting the chest, keeping the hips, legs grounded, feet grounded. And then exhale, let's lower ourselves back down. So let's make a pillow now with our right hand and reach our left foot with our left hand. And just start by bringing your foot to your bum. Just see how your left thigh feels. Push the hips down, keep drawing the foot in closer. You might lift the knee as well then for a little bit of a deeper stretch if you're not really feeling. Okay, so the next inhale is roll the left shoulder to the left. Start to kick your left foot backwards into your hands. So your chest starts to lift an easy bow, and then exhale, just maybe feel yourself sink a little bit as the air moves back out. Inhale, you can kick back a little bit further, maybe sliding the right arm in closer so you can press it onto the right arm, lifting the chest more off the floor, so there's a deeper back bend. So just check where your lower back feels best as well. So if you feel like pinching, just come back down a little bit and don't think so far. Inhale next, we might lift up into half seal and bow. So lift out, so you can keep the right arm quite strong and shoulder active, so drawing the right shoulder away from the ears, maybe even scooping the triceps under. Exhale, and then last breath then, is see how you feel, you might come even further. And then on the exhale, just control everything back down onto the floor. Just give your lower back a rock out and hips a rock. So you're going to try and come back almost the way you came down, otherwise any way to kneel. So you can bring our chin towards the floor, or you can have it off the floor, hands under your shoulders. We're going to lift the hips up and slide the knees in a little bit. So slide the knees in, lift the hips, pressing up then into that all-four position. And then exhale, just round your back again towards the ceiling. And just notice how you feel after those back bends. You should feel a nice stretch in the lower back after that. So inhale, let's come back into your cow. And then exhale, let's sit back into down dog. So tuck your toes under, start to lift the knees and press back into the heels. If you want to sway or side to side or wiggle, twist a little bit. Quite nice after some back bends, a few twists. Give your head a shake around. So you just move however feels nice for you. And then inhale, lift high up onto tiptoes. So come into some down dog squats. Exhale, start to bend the knees and sit the hips back to the heels. And then inhale, lift the hips back into down dog. So do another 3. Exhale, bend the knees, squat down. And then inhale as we lift the hips back into down dog. Just check the shoulders are okay with this, the elbows. You might need to bring the hands closer in, or not sit back so low. So just go where it feels good. Same with the knees as well here. One more. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, walk, step. If you want to hop, let's hop to the front of the mat. When you get there, you can bring the hands on the floor or on the shins. Inhale, lift and lengthen your chest up halfway. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Try and find some place in between the cat and the cow. And then on the exhale, we'll bend the knees quite a bit and just go into quite a gentle fold. So not the max, not a really deep stretch in the back body, just a nice easy stretch. We've got a lot of back bends today. So bend the knees, inhale. You're going to roll to stand. On the exhale, push the floor away with the feet. Use your legs to come up rather than just pull it with the lower back. So use your legs and then just unravel yourself up. When you get to top, arms can stay dangling. You can just roll the shoulders back and down and lift the head up last and just take a breath in. So scrounge into your left foot, hands on hips. So inhale, bend the right knee and bring your right foot to your bum. And so you can use your hamstrings a lot here. So really bring your foot in without holding and just bring the knee towards the left, right knee pressing into the left. And then you might want to tip your pelvis so the hip points are either more neutral or even upwards. So try and tilt or lengthen the tailbone right down. And try and draw the ribs in and chin in, and you try and stand tall here. So then we'll reach now using your hands. So your hamstrings might be feeling it. We can use our hands so we can be a bit more passive in that right leg if you want to. Hold on to your right foot. And again, keep trying to tip those hip points more upwards. Keep trying to find length in your spine. We'll bend the left elbow, reach the left arm upwards. If you want to take chin mudra, first finger and thumb together. And then we'll start to kick the foot into hand like just what we did on our front. And push the foot away. So instead of letting ourselves turn open, we'll just see if we can for this one, keep our hips level. Keep kicking the foot away, keep rolling that right shoulder open, and you can keep reaching upwards with the left hand, so we can lift our chest up. Just keep using that right leg, so you might be feeling it quite strong in the right leg to kick back. Again, just check the knees okay. Keep your right hip dropping down a little if it tends to open. So we can do hip open to bows as well, but we'll stay with the hip squared for now. So keep straightening the left leg if you can without locking the knee. Keep your gaze still at some point in front to help you focus. And again, don't worry if you're wobbling today. From here then, we'll slowly let go of the leg. Let's bring your spine back in between the cat-cow. Kick your right leg straight out behind you. Push the heel away and then prop the hands onto the hips. Again, just check that we're holding ourselves. You use your hands to feel you. Bend the left knee, land the right foot as far behind you as you can. And then just put the hands down onto the ground. From there, let's slide the left leg now all the way up in the air into down dog split. So kick backwards into that right heel. And then keep pushing back. So let's bend the left knee and start to roll the left hip open. So you're kind of turning to the left side of the mat there. Keep pushing back, the right leg stay the same, so down dog split and the hip open. And we're going to hold still for a few more breaths, so keep noticing, feeling out what's happening in your body here. And keep maybe drawing that right left knee away from that right leg, or right hip away from the left. Keep pressing back into the hands. Spreading the weight through the fingers. So inhale to level back out, and then exhale, land the left foot down. So take a vinyasa, inhale, lift the hips and ripple ourselves forward into plank. Exhale, lower ourselves down for cobra. Like we practiced, if you know what dog you fancy that, go for that. Inhale, and then exhale, press backwards into downward facing dog. So as you inhale, lift high onto tiptoes, just going to do one hop. Exhale, bend the knees, look for one walk, stepping or hopping to the front. Inhale, lift the neck, the neck halfway. And again, a really easy forward fold. Exhale, bend the knees quite a bit and just fold into the legs. Bend the knees even more, breathe in. Breathe out, we'll roll all the way to stand. And then roll the shoulders back, lift the head at last and inhale. So just put the hands onto the hips, exhale, ground down into your right foot. And then without using your hands, just bend the left knee and bring your left foot as close to your left bum as possible. And you might want to play around with tipping, lengthening the tailbone down, drawing the ribs in, chin in, maybe try and stand as tall. Keep working the hamstrings, so really squeeze, try and bring your foot in as close as possible. If you're getting cramp in the leg, just back off a little bit and just keep bringing it in as much as you can. So from there then we'll use our hands, so we'll reach our left hand around for our foot. And then again, you can keep tipping the hip points upwards, try and find as much length, reach the right arm up, maybe take chin mudra again. And on the exhale, we'll kick the foot away from us. Keep lifting the chest up, and we can keep leveling off the hips. Keep drawing the ribs in, keep bracing as well the whole time. We'll try and stay upright for now. We've got more of a warrior three dancer in a bit. So just seeing how everything's feeling, there's no straining going on in the knee. You might want to play around with flexing the foot or changing, not kicking back so hard. Checking the hips are feeling good. Nice stretch in the front body, that left shoulder, chest feels good and strong. And then when we've done about the same then, we'll keep that right hand where it is. Take the left hand, you can pop it on our left hip. Kick your left leg really straight. And again, you can slowly kick out, bring the right hand then in onto your right hip too. Or even just put one hand on your lower back, one hand on your belly, and you can just focus on really leveling off. You might want to draw your belly in and bring your spine more long rather than being in a back bend position. But slowly bend the right knee, land the left foot far behind you, and then hands down to the ground. Push into the hands, slide the right leg all the way up into down dog split. Inhale, exhale, we can push deeper into the left leg. So another breath in there, and on the exhale, let's turn our hips to the right. So let's bend the right knee, start to roll the right hip more on top of the left. Keep pushing back into the hands and into that left leg. Just a few breaths here, just feeling out this side. How does that left leg feel? That right hip, right leg. Maybe what you do with the arms, the shoulders. So you might want to keep them low, you might want to allow them to open more to the right there. See what feels good in your body. That leg might be feeling it. Really try and bring your foot to your bum to work the hamstrings still. Squeeze your glutes to help with hip extension as well. And then level the hips out, inhale, and then exhale, land your right foot down. So stick a vinyasa, inhale, rolling forward into your plank. And then exhale, lower down for cobra, or up dog, inhale, lift the chest, and then back into child's pose then. Exhale, push back to the knees, and then sit back into the heels. And just take a few breaths, a little rest. So on the next breath in, let's come back onto your hands and knees. Exhale, let's round your back to the ceiling, so come back into your cat, and this time let's bring your right knee to the forehead. Try and push the floor away with the hands, so really straighten out, lifting in between the shoulders there. And then inhale, let's kick your right foot to the back of the head. We're going to pause here, exhale. If anyone's a little bit more upper body strengthening, we're going to add a press. So just start to reach your chest forward, and keep the elbows over the wrists. We can keep kicking the foot to the back of the head. Inhale, press back up, and then exhale, bring your right knee to the forehead and round your back up. So 3 more then. Inhale, right foot up. Exhale, let's add the press. Inhale, push up. And then exhale, right knee back under. So 2 more. Inhale, kick your right foot up. Exhale, just press as far as you want. So it might be a small bend. You might be coming all the way down like that last one. So you can keep yourself level as possible. Inhale, push up, and then exhale, right knee under. Last one, take a puppy then. Inhale, kick up. Exhale, blow up. Inhale, push back up, and then exhale, just rest the right knee on the floor. Okay, we'll just take a breath in on all fours, and we're going to move into puppy dog. So slide the hands out in front of us, and let's go a little bit deeper than maybe you would in a down dog, so you can scoop the triceps under, widen through the shoulders, and then start to pull your hips backwards, but keeping the arms nice and strong, maybe gripping the floor with the hands there. And as we pull our hips back, instead of allowing the hands to slide in, just keep the hands glued down. You can just go as low as you feel a stretch, underneath the arms, chest, sides. So you may, if the floor is in the way that's stopping you from stretching, you can always go chin on the floor, chest, or maybe lift your arms up onto blocks, or if you go against the wall as well. So nice shoulder flexion, ready for the maybe with flip grips as well. Which is opposite to the bows, which are shoulder extension and back bend. So we need to open up this way as well for the other variations. So from here then we'll pull the hips back, so we're back everyone's on pause. We're going to do the left side, so inhale. On the exhale, let's round your back and bring the left knee to the forehead. And then inhale, kick your left foot upwards. You can either stay here, feel your breath out, or we can lower and strengthen the arms and shoulders. You can be strong and stable as well. Inhale, kick out, a push up. And then exhale, left knee to forehead. So 3 more, inhale as we kick up. Exhale as we press as far as we want to. Inhale as we lift, and then exhale as you bring your knee under. So keep going in your own breathing pace. Don't worry, we're all at different times. So you can link your breathing as much as you can. So you can really bring your foot to the back of the head. So we're working the hamstrings as well. We're working active flexibility. That will help us too. Okay, once you've done 4, we'll just rest the knee down and round your back up. Inhale them all together. Let's come back into your cat. And we're just going to do what we did the first time, to lie down. Squeeze your elbows in, start to lower, tuck your toes, slide the legs away from you, and then lower the hips to the ground. Let's peel your chest up off the floor, the amount that feels good again for you, cobra, or up dog. Inhale, and then exhale, just lie down and rest. Okay, so this is where we might want to add a strap to. So if you don't have a strap, then I'll show you an option first. So just have it ready if you do have a strap. So we'll inhale now, scoop the elbows in and lift up onto your forearms into Sphinx pose. And easier, you can bring your chest more towards the floor by sliding the arms further in front. Otherwise, if this is already too much, with them under your shoulders. So just see what feels right. You can even come back down onto your front and do the foot holds from there. We'll bring our left hand down towards our right elbow. Just move the right elbow out of the way. We want to keep pushing into that left arm and lifting out the left shoulder. Bend the right knee there, and then we'll reach around with the right hand, this time for the inside, the big toe side of the foot rather than the little toe side of the foot. So we're holding the inner side of the right foot. And then we'll push the foot into the arm back into the foot. So this is an option. We can start here and just get a nice strong strength through the arm. So we're trying to knock the foot to the side, but we're not knocking the foot because we're pushing the foot back into the arm. This will give us a nice stretch down the inside of the arm as well. Okay, so from here then, we're going to slide without holding, just let go and try and bring your foot to your bum. So just bring your foot in without holding on. And now we can scoop the arm around the foot and bring the foot in closer to your bum. So we're kind of like a frog almost position. So getting a bigger stretch in your quads, hip flexors. You can change this arm position if you want to go further by holding onto the front of the foot, lifting the elbow, and then pushing the foot down into the ground there. Keep drawing that left shoulder away. We'll stay with this one rather than the flip grip. We'll do flip grip round 3 actually. So left arm can reach the left forward if you want more, and we can push the floor away, maybe lifting up onto the left elbow whilst pushing the right foot to your bum. So half frog position and half seal or sphinx. Okay, from there then we can maybe keep the frog with the arm. This the right side as it is, lower back down, otherwise let go altogether. And now we're going to reach the left arm around for our left foot. So you've got half frog and kick your left foot into the hand, lifting your chest up. So we're pushing the right foot down and lifting the left knee up. Half bow, half frog. I'm getting confusing now. It's quite confusing to push one foot away, push one foot down whilst lifting the other. It's quite strong through the shoulders. As soon as you want to move on from that, just let go. And hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Okay, we'll come into one cobra. If our backs are feeling a lot back, then just rest here instead. Otherwise, just peel ourselves up. Inhale. And then exhale, we can lie back down. So we can prop ourselves up onto our forearms. And then with our right hand, let's pop it where our left arm is. So right hand to the left elbow. And bend the left knee. And then we'll reach with our left hand to the big toe side of the left foot. And just check the arm feels okay, shoulder. Just gently push the foot into the hand and then hand into the foot. And just see how it feels there. So you're trying to drop the foot to the floor, but we're kicking the foot back into the hand. So that nothing's actually moving, but we're strengthening by pushing into one, pushing into the other. So just see how that left arm, chest, shoulder feels there, the inside of the arm. From there then, without holding, so you can let go with the push and pushing, and then see if you can bring your foot to your bum without using your hands. So I'm trying to bring my foot in there, and then I'm going to hook my left arm around my foot and bring your foot to your bum using your hand. So you can just stay there. You might even lie down again if you want to come out the back bend. Otherwise, if you want more, you can curl the toes down using our fingers. You can lift the elbow up to the ceiling, push the foot down to the floor into half frog. Otherwise, just stay with the hand where it was. And if you want to come deeper, wherever you are with the back hand, you can lift up onto the right elbow off the floor. Keep pushing your foot to your bum or outside of the thigh. Keep pushing your hips down. Keep working to lift the left knee if you want more there. And we're going to stay with this frog position with this left side. We're going to take bow on our right side. Otherwise, just stay here a bit longer. So we'll slowly lower ourselves down. Keep pushing the left foot to the floor. So you can take the right hand round for your right foot and then kick the right foot up whilst pushing the left foot down. Lifting the chest. Make sure you can breathe. It's quite strong. On the left side, particularly, is a bit tighter than my right. As soon as you need to rest, just come out there. You've been going for ages. Well done. Okay, if you're not still there, just slowly come out of that. So we'll press onto our toes or onto our knees. We'll come up the way, if you like, the way we did, came down. So you can lift the hips, slide the hips in, and then press that onto all fours. Anyway, otherwise. And then let's tuck our toes under, sit back, hips towards the heels, just try to stretch your back out a little bit, and then we'll lengthen back into downward facing dog. See how the shoulders feel? You might want to give them a little circle. You might want to rock side to side again, that's a bit of twist in. So you can turn the toes one way, sit back the other. So turn the toes the other, bend the knees, sit back. Feel quite nice on the sides. Or one pedal the legs. So we did 4 down dog squats. I'm not sure how we're going to feel after those for hand balancing. If our shoulders are feeling nice and strong, our lower back is feeling good as well. So we can bend the knees, exhale, and depending on how we're feeling, if we were in really deep stretches there, we might just stay and do these squats again. Otherwise, if you're feeling good, we can maybe kick your feet up and then land softly by bending the knees. So it depends on how we feel on maybe taking a few little tuck jumps. Otherwise, down dog squats. And then from there, then we're going to walk, step, or if you want to hop again, if you've done really deep stretching, you might just walk the feet in. We'll come to the front of the mat the way that feels right for us this morning. When you get to the front of the mat, we can inhale, lift and lengthen halfway between that cat-cow. And then we'll come into a really easy fold again, so bend the knees quite a lot, and then just rock out or shake off there. So bend the knees even more, breathe in, and then really slowly using your legs again, we'll unravel ourselves up to stand. And when we get to the top, just drop the shoulders back and lift the head up last. Okay, so we'll stand onto our left foot and hands on hips. Again, just try and stand as tall as you can. Just bring your right foot to your bum. Now you're going to either hold with just the right hand, or we're going to try reaching around with our left hand too. So both hands, we can roll the shoulders back and down, and then bring your foot in to your bum whilst also tipping your hips. So you're trying to lengthen the tailbone down rather than kind of tipping towards the floor. So these hip points, maybe start to bring them up and push your hips through whilst bringing your foot in, like kind of a bit like frog. Squeeze the elbows in towards each other to find more stretch in the chest. Keep pressing the knee into the other knee. Okay, so then we're going to add the kick back. We're going to come into more of a warrior 3 position with our spine. So we can start to push the foot away from us, so our arms straighten, lift the chest, and then slowly tip your body as far as you feel. So it might be a little tip, you might be coming more parallel to the floor there. Try and keep your gaze really still, lift the knee, keep bracing, keep pushing the foot away. Try and keep leveling the hips off like the first one we did. Otherwise your left hand can be on left hip if you can't reach behind with 2. Or you can reach the left hand forward instead. So maybe less of a back bend here. So keep scooping that left out hip in or inner thighs together. Ooh, dancing, slowly let go, kick your legs straight, try and find the balance, and then land the right foot far behind you, bending the left knee. Hands down to kiss the ground there, inhale. Ooh, exhale, then keep your hands down and slide the left leg all the way back into down dog split. Really kick it away, and then exhale again, let's bend the left knee and turn the hip open to the side. So you might take another back bend into wild thing, but if you'd rather stay still here, stay still. So the weight's going to move on to the right hand. Let's start lessening the weight in the left. So you might come to your left finger, see how that feels, shoulders feel good. Then we'll turn ourselves even more so the left foot steps behind the right leg, and then we can lift the hips up, left hand's in the air off the floor. So a bit of a back bend there, strong through the shoulder, really push the floor away with the right hand. Okay, when we're ready then we'll brace a lot, so really draw your belly in, we'll tipple back into down dog. And then we can inhale, roll ourselves forward into plank. Exhale, lower down for cobra, or up dog. Inhale there. And then exhale, we'll press backwards into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift it onto tiptoes, bend the knees, look forward, walk, step, hop, handstand, any way to the front. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway up. And then a really easy fold again. Exhale, bend the knees quite a bit, fold in. Bend the knees even more, breathe in, breathe out as we unravel ourselves up to stand. Then roll the shoulders back and lift the head up last, inhale. So just pop the hands back onto hips, stand into the right foot and then bring the left foot to your bum. You can press the left knee into the right knee and again just try and draw the length and tailwind down or pull the ribs in or towards the hip points, chin in. Reach around with the left hand, maybe the right hand too. And at the same time we'll bring your foot into your bum, so towards you. So roll the shoulders towards each other, you can roll them back and down, but whilst keeping the ribs pulled in and your hips kind of bring them forward as well. Nice deep breaths, just keep your gaze still here. Keep bringing your foot in a bit closer. Draw the shoulders down and back. So let's start to kick the foot. Now feel free to stay here if you'd rather just stay here as well. So you don't have to do the warrior three or even just a standard warrior three. So if you can keep the foot with both hands, we'll kick the foot away to straighten the arms and slowly tip and whilst kicking the foot back. And you can tip a little way and tip all the way. You can reach the arms in a different position. You can even keep your left foot and reach the right hand forward like dancer, but more lower to the ground this time. Keep pushing, see if you can get a straight line from knee to head. So lift the knee up rather than bending in the middle. One side may be easier than the other. So slowly, we'll start to let go of the foot, so you can kick it out. Again, draw your belly in. You can put hands on the back and front or hips, and then lands when you're ready, the left foot to the ground, hands to the ground, and then slide the right leg all the way up in the air behind. Downward split, inhale, exhale, bend the right knee, turn the hip open to the right. And we're either going to stay here, or we'll get more weight on the left hand, less on the right. Slowly turn the left foot to the other side of the mat. So a little toe side on the floor. Land the right foot down as we lift the right hand up. And then lift the hips, creating a curve or back bend there. So we've taken a child's pose then, a vinyasa and child's pose. So really exhale, brace. Let's come back into downward facing dog. If you want to just come to child's pose, skip out vinyasa, just do so. Otherwise we can roll forward into plank and inhale. Exhale, lower down for our cobra or up dog, inhale, and then from there we can exhale, sit backwards into child's pose. And relax. Okay, so last round then. Inhale as we come up onto our hands and onto our knees. So on the exhale, we're going to have a go at bringing the elbows backwards instead of keeping them stacked over. So we've been doing a lot of reaching the chest wall. This time we're going to squeeze the elbows in and pull our hips back to lower the elbows to the ground. So we're sitting backwards. And then inhale, we're going to lift back up so we're in a box position. And as we lift up, we're going to then reach the chest forward. You can keep the arms bent the whole time if that's possible. And then inhale, we can pull ourselves back. And then exhale, we can sit back onto the elbows. So you can do this as one fluid movement, or you can come into box on the way. So let's just try and keep the elbows bent, come from here to like a press position. So you can inhale, push ourselves forward into a press. And then exhale, pull ourselves back onto the elbows. Let's see if this is making sense. So we'll do two more. Inhale, you can come forward into a press. And then exhale as we pull ourselves back onto the elbows. We'll do one more and we're going to have a go at coming into it from dolphin. Inhale as we come forward into a press. And then exhale, we can sit back onto the elbows. Okay, and then just have a moment rest. So we're going to try and do the same with the knees off the floor, but feel free to put them back and just do another 4 of them. So these are quite a bit stronger, strengthening through the arms. So we can tuck the toes, lift the knees up, and the knees can stay quite bent. They may straighten more depending on flexibility in the back body there. We want to soften the knees though when we're pushing forward. So we inhale, soften the knees. So you can really use your feet to push forward. So we're either going to press up into a plank, or we'll press into chaturanga, the press up position. So on the exhale, we can reach our chest forward, and then inhale, we can pull ourselves back. Or exhale, we can pull ourselves back into that bent leg dolphin. So we can inhale as we push ourselves forward, and then exhale as we pull ourselves back. I don't know how we're going for this. So try 2 more. Inhale as we pull ourselves forward, and then exhale as we pull ourselves back. Last one, we're going to lie down then. Inhale, pull ourselves forward. Lie down, or exhale, pull back. That's an extra one, you pull back. Lie down. Inhale, let's pull ourselves forward, extra one. And then exhale, lie down. Hopefully that kind of made it look like it was making sense. So stretch off the arms. So this one will definitely use a strap. But again, if you don't have it, we've got any of the previous options. So you've got your half bow, you've got your frog, you've got your half frog, half bow, or just a shoulder stretch you might want. So we're going to lift ourselves back up onto the forearms, and then with the strap we're going to bring your left hand towards the right elbow, bend the right knee, and then you can just pop the strap around the right foot. And you might want to turn the right foot slightly to the side so it kind of points to the long edge of the mat, and that'll help you to keep the strap hooked on rather than point. So you can just turn the foot out to the side. When we do the reverse grip, it helps to have the foot out to the side so you can hold on with the hand when we end up getting there. So then we're going to reach as far back to the foot as possible. So we're going to straighten the arm like we did last time when we pushed the arm into the foot back into the hand, similar like that. We're going to hold on, and you might need to loosen the strap to bring your elbow. So we're going to point the elbow around and up. So the elbow's going to come to the right, and in order, if it feels like it's not moving, just slide the hand as low down the strap as you need to allow the elbow to circle around and in front or upwards. So you want to be really strong through the right shoulder as well. So if you feel like starting to push the foot back away from you, your elbow will lift up even more and you'll open up more this front body, and just check there's no pain in the shoulder. So if you're kicking the foot back quite a lot, there's a bit of room there. You've probably got room to bring your hand further down towards the foot. So you can undo that, and again turn the foot to the right as well. So the foot's pointing out, and you might be able to reach a bit further down there. And then again, just let the arm slide up the strap if you feel stuck at all. And see if you can kick the foot down to the floor, and again to find a bit more opening in this chest area. You can move into a half bow here as well. Half reverse bow, half full bow, or we can come into half, reach the left forward, left leg out, whilst keeping the right foot back into the hand, keep scooping that elbow in. So half kind of bow, reverse bow, any bows, lots of different variations you can do here. Okay, when we're ready to move on, we'll slowly undo that. How are we doing there? If you don't have a strap, you can always hold the sock. If you have a sock on, that's quite, you can kind of loosen that, and I fell off. That didn't work. Okay, one go more at a time. If you've got a long sock, it works. So inhale, lift the chest, and then exhale, lower. Remember, just checking on how you're feeling. So if you've had enough back bends, feel free to just lie down for a moment, or stretch out your quads. Keep your spine as neutral as possible. Just lie here, or do a shoulder twist or stretch or something different instead. So otherwise, just bend the left knee, prop ourselves up onto our elbows, and the right hand can reach towards the left elbow, and then we'll put the strap around the left foot. So again, you can turn the left foot to the left, and then we'll start to slide the left elbow to the left. And as we slide the elbow, you might need to loosen the hand down the strap to help the arm come forward. Just check that you don't want pinching in the shoulder, so the shoulders are strong, you're kind of drawing them away. The foot's kind of pulling that arm back, but you're almost stopping it a little bit with the arm. So you kick the foot back, just to the point that feels good. If you've got a bit of movement going on there, you can probably reach further down towards the foot. If it's not moving at all, then you'll probably get your max there anyway. So you've got quite a bit of movement, you might want to loosen and reach the hands a bit more down towards the foot and have another go at swiveling around a bit of a deeper position there. Again, make sure the shoulders are not, you're not overdoing anything, you're breathing. That's it, so yeah, that's it, yeah. Okay, then maybe taking the right hand off the mat, unless you're using it and you need it for support. The right leg can lift up too. You're kind of in a reverse grip, kind of locust. Boom. As soon as you've had enough outside, just let go and relax there and shake off. So final knees, chest to press up. So we'll lift up into our box position, so you can slide the knees in, press yourself up, inhale, and then exhale, it starts around your back. Just take an easy cat stretch. Sit back, tuck the toes under again, just an easy stretch in the back body. And then we'll lift the hips and maybe sway, just strength through the arms again. So after stretching, it's nice to tighten a bit. A little, after strengthening a lot, it's nice to stretch a little. So depending on how you're feeling, if you've been going quite deep, you might not want to do any hops. If you feel like you want to hop, we can maybe fully extend the legs into a handstand and then land softly by melting down into the floor. So you have a go at either hopping halfway or maybe kicking the legs upwards towards the ceiling. And the more you practice these, do get easier. Years after years. When you're ready to move on, we'll come into our easy forward fold then at the front of the mat. So we'll bend the knees, then inhale. Exhale, you might want to take your strap if you've got one. We can unravel ourselves up to stand and then roll the shoulders back and lift the head up last. So option, if you do have the strap, we're going to do the reverse grip, dancer's pose. If you don't have a strap, we're going to try, I'll show you another option in a moment. So I'll just talk you through the strap, but exactly like we just done on the front. So spread the weight through the left foot so we can stand on the strap with the right foot. And then from there, make sure you the strap, you can crisscross it over, and if you crisscross it, you can step over that with the left foot. Otherwise, you can just keep the strap to the side. Or if you want it more secure, you can even loop it up and then just tighten the loop around the foot. So it depends on if you want it secure or it's fine out to the side. From there, then we can bend the knee, again like we did before. So you want to start off by tipping the hip points upwards, drawing your belly in and find as much length as you can through the spine. Then we can start to reach the arm upwards, and there's nothing really going on in my shoulder at the moment, or stretched. And then I can start like I did on the floor, maybe reach my hand up, and I've got a lot of space there to bring my hand further down. So I'm going to walk my hand further towards till I start feeling a bit of tension in the strap. And then I can start to lift my chest a bit more, kick the foot upwards, squeezing my glutes, bring your foot to your bum. And again, I've got a bit more slack again. So I'm going to reach my hand up and maybe walk further down. Make sure you can breathe as well. So we want to be able to breathe in all the postures. We don't want to be straining or struggling. So just checking on, and there's no pain anywhere. So shoulders are feeling good, lower back feels good. Just getting a nice stretch in the front body, shoulders are strong, stabilising. Okay, just loosen if you need to. Let's go to the point. You might even just stay upright and just work on the shoulder stretching and stability by just working that arm more behind you. Again, just check if there's like compression feeling anywhere. We don't want to be trying to force past any of that. Okay, when you feel like you're ready to move on from that, I just didn't show you the other option. Sorry guys, if you don't have a strap, we could come back to this. A bit late now. Let's come back to holding, letting onto the foot. We'll show you the other option. Let's kick the foot back into the hand. This time we're going to try and split the leg as high up to the ceiling as possible, whilst tipping forward more parallel to the floor. So like a warrior 3, but a split of the leg. As soon as you're ready to move on, we can kick the leg back. Stay there too long, we've just been on that left leg for ages already. But that would be the other option if you wanted to do that. Sorry if we went there for that long. Placing the hands down, slide the left leg up behind us. I think this left leg not going to shake off. Mine needs to shake up anyway. Okay. Wow. So from here, let's bend the left knee, turn the hip open to the left. So we've got either staying here, take a vinyasa, or we've got a wall thing, take a vinyasa, or we're going to try a full up the face and bow from wall thing. We need to be able to move the right arm around, so if it doesn't move it, you've got a really grippy mat. Just be careful when you're not trying to shove the arm through or anything like that. Everything is controlled and comfortable. So we can drop the left foot behind like wall thing,
lift the hips. Then we might need to bend the right knee, step the right foot in. So we're like a bridge now, a reverse tabletop with the legs. Then my right arm's going to turn, my hand's going to turn around to allow my left hand to come to the ground. I'm in full upward facing dog. Again, if those other postures didn't feel good on the shoulder, then this one probably won't. So just make sure that there's that full dancer's pose felt good and that. When you're ready to come back, we come back the same way we came in. So you can spin back round, lifting the left hand, straighten the right leg, really brace. And we're coming back through down dog, down this way into down dog. Then we'll take our vinyasa if you fancy it. Inhale, waving forward into plank. Exhale, lower ourselves down, cobra or an up dog. Inhale, or just hands off ground. We might scrap up the backbone there. We might take an extra push up. This round back up into plank, back into downward facing dog. Just the other side then, inhale, hands to tiptoes, bend the knees, exhale, walk, stepping or hop into the front. Inhale, halfway back, and then exhale, fall back in. Bend to the knees, breathe in, and then breathe out, let's unravel up to stand. And then roll the shoulders back and head up last. Okay, so again we can step on the strap or put the strap around the left foot. For those that don't have a strap, we can hold onto the left foot with our left hand. If you have a strap, just put the strap down with it. I'm going to show the other option this time, but do the whichever option you did last time. So those of you who don't have a, so if you've got your strap, you can lift it upwards and again start climbing down towards the foot. Eventually you can reach the foot, maybe, depending on what's stopping you. For those who don't have a strap, you can pull the ribs in, just find that same nice long spine position to start. Then we can kick the foot back, reach the right hand forward. So the first option we were more upright, second option we were more parallel to the floor, third option we're going to be more parallel to the floor, but kicking the, splitting the leg even more by lifting it upwards towards the ceiling. So we're trying to straighten the left leg by keeping the foot upwards as opposed to the other dancer. Otherwise you've got your reverse grip, really good stretch for the front body there. So we'll slowly back off, we can slowly let go, hold the foot with the left hand, maybe come slowly through that last option I gave you for like 1 second on the other side. And then when you're ready you can land the hands, land the foot far away. And we might want to shake off that right leg in downward facing dog. Okay. So you can bend the right knee, turn the hip open, so you've got a down dog split, you've got your wild thing, really brace, turn the left foot and land the right foot to the outside of the left leg. Then you might want to bend the left knee, slide the left foot in, and then lift, almost swiveling the hips more to face the ceiling. At the same time, that left hand sort of turn around, so the shoulder can move, the hands sticken, and we may end up in our full wheel pose. Otherwise, just stay with the previous option. As soon as you're ready to come back over, the same way we came in, step by step. So the right hand will come off the floor first, then we'll straighten the left leg, and then we'll brace and topple back into downward facing dog. Last vinyasa, if you want it, otherwise just come into child's pose. We can inhale, roll into plank, exhale, we can lower ourselves down. Inhale to lift, and then child's pose then, exhale, and you press back for this, and relax. So just take a few breaths. So we're pretty much warmed up through the shoulders. This might be a good time to do a forearm stand like a scorpion. And if we do fall out of that, we're warmed up in the back body to come into our bridge pose there. If all the other poses felt good, our shoulders, our lower back and that feels good, then we could try a forearm stand scorpion. If we don't want to do a forearm stand and we don't want to do any more back bends, then you might want to start to fold more and stretch the back body. So we could do either a standing fold but go deeper, or a seated forward fold. And then if you want to get into your back bend, the scorpion isn't for you, we can do lying on the ground, we can lift up through a shoulder bridge and straight into our wheel from the floor, rather than if the spinning didn't work. So I'm going to talk you through all of them, but if you know any of those, just do any of those, or anything might feel good for your body, just do it. So we've got the forearm stand as the first option. So like the dolphin we did earlier where we press forward and back, and then lift up into dolphin pose, and really want to try and get the head off the floor by pushing through the arms, winding through the shoulders, so you're trying to lift
away by pressing down. Then we can start to take the legs up, and like we do with those little hops, we might use one leg kick up and then the other. Otherwise, if you've got a wall, you can use a wall. You can bend the knees and then we're arching the spine more. You're trying to pull the head over or head up through the gap as if you're trying to, like you've got a wall in front of you, trying to peek over the top. You're really squeezing your hamstrings, your glutes, to try and bring your feet in as close to your bum. Feet in as close to your head, really, as possible. Make sure you breathe in. Make sure your back shoulders feel good. Keep working with that if you want to work through that. Let me know if anyone wants more explanation for future. If you've got something you want to land on, if you overdo it, you'll be in your bridge. So you're all warmed up for that. You can even practice overdoing it. I'll quickly show you what happens if you go too far. So I'm going to fall out of it. So if you fall out, you just look underneath and then land the feet down, and then you're kind of in a forearm bridge. You just lie down from there and start kicking the blocks over, and then you can try again. If the bridge has felt good. Okay, moving on. From there, keep going with that if you want to keep going with that. Otherwise, we're going to start to stretch, and we'll hop through or come through to sit, and then we'll roll back onto our backs, and then land the feet down. So before I talk through the forward fold option, we're going to do one more back bend, so it makes sense to do that one first. So we'll lift the hips up into shoulder bridge. You'll set the feet in about hip width, press your lower back down and peel your back up. So this is the third option, which if you fancy more back bends, the wheel pose didn't, the arms weren't spinning, you might have a grippy mat, or then we can maybe come up from the ground. It's a bit easier. So hands can come around about by your shoulders. Everyone's going to be different where their hand placement is. Whether it's a bit wider for you, whether it's narrow, whether your elbows need to come out a little bit. So you just find a comfortable place. So you can start to lift imagine you've got a string around your middle picking you up. You might start to lift up a little bit and look behind you. Or maybe in time press all the way up onto the hands. So if you're quite open, done a lot of back bends, you might try quite a deep one by pushing into your feet and pushing your chest through. Or you might even try coming into a forearm bridge by taking the weight off one hand and then bringing the elbow down, and then taking the weight off the other to bring the other elbow down. So any shoulder bridge otherwise. This is the last back bend, so feel free to do your own variations. Okay, and then when you're ready from there, we'll slowly lower to the second option, which was the fold. So now to stretch out the back body that we've been working a lot. So you can hug the knees into, if you go on quite deep again, you might just stay in neutral for a moment, just let things settle back. And then when you're ready to fold, we can hug the knees. And because we've done a lot of back bends, you might start way easier than you would normally, rather than going straight into a really deep forward fold. Just start off with an easy one. Just allow your body to open that way. And then eventually then you'll be coming deeper with time. So you can start by just hugging the knees, then maybe straighten the legs up a little bit. Then working to bring your legs, shins towards the forehead whilst pressing the lower back down. Happy baby might be a nice one as well after those back bends too. If you know it, always will stay here. So from here then we can either roll to a seated fold, which would get a really good stretch on the back body there, or we can roll into plough, which maybe be more targeted further to the upper back. So if you want to, I'm going to roll sit up to roll forward, but up to you if the plough might feel better. You might start with quite a knees bent fold, and you just rest your head on your knees. Try and sit wiggle so you sat upright as well when you sit bones, or allow the pelvis to tip forward, and then you can slowly straighten the legs more to the ground with time. Just gradually stretch, relax. Or if you're doing plough, with the legs more behind you. We've got a few minutes left now. So yeah, if your socks are handy, you can always pop them on if you feel it's a good time to put them on. And if you feel they're a little bit cold with the feet. And then when you're ready to lower, if you're sat up, we'll just lower. If you're lying on your back, we'll just lower yourself down. You take a little twist before relaxing. We're going to do windscreen wiper easy twist. So stepping the feet back in towards your bum, arms out to the side where it's comfortable for your shoulders and chest. Or just let the knees drop side to side, so you might want to hug them in a little bit. You could even kick the top leg straight. And then we'll just keep windscreen microing, or so whether the knees are wide or together, just start rocking side to side, just gently side to side. And hopefully these feel nice after those back bends and folds. So from there then we're going to just lie down and relax. So if you do want to stretch out more, feel free to keep stretching. If you want to stay longer in your Shavasana, feel free to put this on mute or put the timer on for yourself so you can just relax and for the time you want. Eventually we'll lie down, just replace our body so neutral as possible. So you want to lengthen your spine, draw the shoulders under. Give yourself a shake. Or just close our eyes as well. Rest the forehead, rest your jaw, whole body resting. I'm going to stay nice and still. But just for anyone who feels uncomfortable in the lower back, lying flat as well, just feel free to lie with your knees bent or put something underneath the knees or do a diamond shaped legs. So just keep listening to your body. All the postures, even this one, if you do need to move, move. So just stay in here for the last few minutes. And maybe count your breaths to help you to stay. So you can count like 30 to 0. If you get to 0, maybe count back up to 30. And just notice where your mind pulls you during pulls you. Just start to make little movements again. So whether you want to wiggle your toes, your fingers, or want to stretch the arms to the side. You can bring the knees in to one side. Just give them a hug. And then when you're ready to, just come into a comfortable seated position. And we'll just take a big breath in and stretch. exhaled, hands together. And thanks you guys for joining this morning. Thank you so much.